Welcome back, trainers, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at something pretty fun, and that is going to be an XL Alolan Grimer in the Kanto Cup. So this did cost a pretty penny, and I was contemplating on which ones I should actually max out here. I do have a couple of hundred Alolan Grimers, so I do have a plan for this in the future to probably eventually evolve it into a Grimer and then completely XL it up. So just going to go ahead and go with the 100 here. You may want to go with something with a little bit lower attack, so you can, maximize this investment that you're going to be doing here. So take a look. It is going to be costing quite a bit, so I'm kind of going over my options first, and then we're going to make that decision. Anyways, we're going to be pairing it up with Machamp Shadow and the Alolan Sandslash for the entire video here. And yeah, we can run into a bit of trouble if the Grimer does go down and they have an Alolan Marowak in the back. But check it out, the Alolan Sandslash does have a super effective charge move, and same with Machamp, which will both hit that Alolan Marowak pretty hard with super effective damage, and of course with non-stab. And that's pretty much the rundown here. We're going to actually go over to Pvpoke. You can go ahead and take a look at the matchups here and what it's going to be good up against. The recommended moves are going to be what we're using: Poison Jab, Crunch, and Sludge Bomb. I mean, you can go with the Gunk Shot, which is going to be doing a ton of damage, plus Stab, but you're better off probably just going with the Sludge Bomb. We were having some crazy good leads today, seeing that the Hypnos are all over the place, Charm users as well, so this Alolan Grimer here is going to be doing us quite well. Now, I have something else to say really quick before we continue on and get into the commentary here. I do believe we're going to start to cut out the drone footage because it's too much for too little, folks. Really, when I say if you can hit that like button, I mean it. It's not just a figure of speech. They really do need you to do that. We're sitting at almost 200,000 subscribers and not even getting 1,000 likes. Doing the drone footage takes me about a couple of hours, downloading it and then editing it. So we're looking at about 3 hours of work, maybe about 4. And it's like going to work and working about 9 hours. But then only getting paid for about 6 or 5 hours of your work time, so it's definitely not worth it. I was having a lot of fun bringing you guys that stuff, and I might do it in the future, but as for now, it's not happening. It's not happening. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the actual commentary here, folks. Alright, so we have the Alolan Sandslash up against the Hypno, so it's pretty nice to have this thing. It's going to be resisting the Psychic typing. And more than likely, they're not going to have a Fire Punch. More than likely, Electric or Ice. So let's go ahead and see what we have. We are met with a Alolan Persian Shiny. Wow, that is very spicy. We're going to go ahead and go for the Sludge Bomb here for neutral damage. They're shielding it up, and we're hitting it with Poison Jab, which is really digging into that thing while we're getting hit by a not very effective quick move. They're going for a Play Rough. Figured that they were going to do that. That would have done a lot of damage, and they are extra spicy today. And they're going to be bringing in a Porygon with Hidden Power here. We're going to go ahead and swap into our Machamp and throw that Cross Shot before they get off a charge move. And they have a Pinsir in the back. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Somebody's having some fun over here, right? Somebody's not trying to win, and they're just trying to enjoy themselves and use something unique. Props to you, and not a full team of Charm users here. Okay, so we're going to let this go down. There's no need to shield up. Yes, we can survive the Fury Cutters and get off another charge move, but there's no need to do that. We can just simply bring in the Grimer here, go for the Crunch, and take control with our newly made little guy here. And in comes the Persian. We're going to go ahead and go Sludge Bomb and take the win. This thing, all right, it's really good. Okay, I was surprised. It really put in the work. It can take the hits. Its typing is great for this cup here. And it's just all around fantastic. So up against Mew, and I was thinking that, this could usually be a big problem. Mew, it's very diverse. It has great moves and usually troublesome for a lot of the leads here. But for the Grimer, nah, ain't happening. We're not worried about it. So they're going to hit us with the Surf. We are shielding it up. And we're just going to be doing some neutral Poison Jabs while they're not very effective. Shadow Claw is slowly but surely digging in here. They're going to be swapping into Poliwrath to catch a Crunch. Well played. Nice, very nice. So we're going to go ahead and bring in Machamp here because, well, Sandslash doesn't really want to see a fighting type move. Machamp here, it's one of the squishiest, but at least we know that that was going to be a power-up punch, and we can take that while not shielding it up. And we're going to go ahead and throw the Cross Chop here, taking out the Poliwrath. They have one shield, bringing in the Mew. We're going to go ahead and go for the Rock Slide here. If they shield this up, that's perfectly fine. They cannot farm us down. They're letting it go through, and they have a Ninetales in the back with Powdered Snow, Alolan. Okay, let's go ahead and go for the Cross Chop. And they're shielding it up. Great. And we had a CMP there. That is absolutely beautiful. So we can, oh, they undertap there. Okay, to gain a little bit of farm. I see you. So I think we are going to shield this up. We don't have to, but I just wanted to finish it off with the Alolan Grimer here because it's the showcase and it's putting in work. It's not like a lot of other things that are on the verge of being okay, and I'm trying my best to talk good about them. This right here, this Grimer, it's amazing. So Hypno Shadow is instantly retreating into an Alolan Muck, and we're going to go ahead and bring in our Machamp here. And what about Alolan Sandslash? The thing is amazing too. Yeah, absolutely. It's just, we'll see it pulling off some fun wins here and plays. So they're going to be going for Sludge Wave. Took me by a little surprise, but you know, honestly, I was thinking, you know, I could potentially get hit by a Sludge Wave here. And what's the game plan? Well, just come back in here with the Grimer and farm down. Where they're going to have to reveal what's in the back. They could come back in here with the Shadow Hypno, but it's a death sentence. So they're going to have an Alolan Raticate in the back there. So we're going to go ahead and swap into our Sandslash, seeing that, you know, we're in a pretty comfortable position. We can go ahead and do that here. And we're going to let this Crunch go through. Seeing that we were resisting the confusions. Now, I go for Bulldoze. This is not the right play. I should have just went Ice Punch, honestly, because we're getting stabbed from that, and we can at least get off 2, which equals more damage. So, bad play on my end there. And they're letting that one go through, really holding on to that last shield, going for another one of these Ice Punches while we still do have our shields, I do believe, both of them. And we do. We're going to have a double KO. They definitely went down with energy. I don't know what their plan was there, but bringing in the Grimer, and we're just going to go for the Sludge Bomb and taking the win on the Alolan Raticate here. Well, not quite. A few more poison jabs, and then we're taking the win with 2 shields. Looking good. On to our next opponent here, folks. All right, what are we going to see this time? Oh boy. Yeah, let's go. Is it going to have Charm or Powdered Snow? It is Charm. So there you go. There's that comparison. It was doing a lot of damage, but we would have eventually outpaced it with the charge moves. They're bringing in their Snorlax, and we're going to instantly swap into our Machamp. Now, the plan is to shield and farm down. They're going to bring back that Alolan Ninetales with Charm for sure. And we're going to go ahead and go for the Cross Chop. I do believe I make a mistake here. I go for another Cross Chop. We had a Rock Slide ready to go, but at this point, I do believe they're going to shield it up. Oh, they don't. We could have potentially taken them out. Okay, well, definitely messed up there. But what we can do is come back in here with the Muck, or not. We're going to go, okay, this makes sense. Okay, what I'm thinking is if they're running a double charm, because it's not uncommon, all right? And it's a Lapras in the back. Okay, so this is going to get a little bit interesting. I'm going to have to play around this and try to figure it out because we're going to be taking neutral damage from the Surf, and we don't really want that. We have to build all the way up to the Bulldoze for us to just do neutral damage to the Lapras with the Sandslash, and it's not even getting stabbed. So we're going to go ahead and swap into our Grimer here, shield this up, and seeing that they're shieldless at this point, we're going to go ahead and get to the Sludge Bomb before they get to that Surf, take them out. We're looking pretty good. That Ninetales at the back is holding on by a thread, and ooh, didn't quite take it out, and one Poison Jab does it, and a little bit of lag. They may have forced close their app, or not, or just the servers, who knows, but it's just so crazy. The game always does this lag at the very end of the battle. Into the next one, we're met with an Alolan Raticate. Shiny, oh, that's very interesting, and it has Bite. So we're going to be resisting that, but even though we resist it, it is slowly but surely digging in because Bite is just a, yeah, it's a move that really starts accumulating with horrible energy gain, though. It requires a specific strategy. So what are we going to do? Let this go through? Absolutely not. Shielding this Hyper Fang up because that's neutral damage, and it actually does pretty decent amount of damage, to be honest. Going for the Sludge Bomb, taking out the Raticate, they decided to let it go, and they have a Shadow Victory Bell, which is going to be resisted by the Grimer, but it's Shadow Victory Bell Razor Leaf. It's just, you know, hard hitting, massive damage. We're going to go ahead and bring in that Sandslash. I was like, yeah, bring it on. Bring it on. You want to come in with that thing? Okay, sounds good to me. Shielding this up because we just want to preserve the health in case there's like a Charmer back there. Okay, so no Charmer, it's a Hypno. We're going to go ahead and go for the Ice Punch. Now, this is a very interesting position that I'm in here because if we swap into Machamp, we're just going to get deleted within seconds. Watch, here we go. And perfect. This is exactly what I wanted to do. Cross Chop would have taken out that thing. They know this, so they knew that they had to take me out there, making them use that energy, getting to the Ice Punch, and bingo bango, taking the win, and then taking out that Shadow Victory Bell with a single Powdered Snow. Let's get it here, folks. On to the next battle, and we're going to be met with a Blastoise. Okay, you got the Blastoise with the sunglasses and shiny. Very nice. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Crunch here. Obviously, Sludge Bomb does more, but let's see if we can get a shield out of them. There's that first shield. It's a good thing we went for the Crunch, and that Water Gun is really digging into us here. We're going to shield this up, and then go for the Sludge Bomb. Or, yeah, they are going to catch it with their Alolan Muck. I must say, well played. While holding on to some of that energy on their Blastoise, we're going to go ahead and swap into our Machamp here. As much as I wanted to farm this thing down, I want to take it out before it does get to the Gunk Shot. So, there we go. Beautiful. Take it out. Or the Sludge Wave, I should say. What are they going to do? Coming in here with an Alolan Marowak. They have one shield left. Do they want to use this last shield on it to block the Rock Slide? Well, let's see. And they are. Okay, sounds good to me. So, a little bit of lag. Oh boy, that's just great. So I do believe I shield this up. And I'm thinking another Rock Slide. No, I don't know what in the heck I was thinking. Come on now. Come on now. Start counting, boy. Alright, so they're taking me out with the Bone Club. What are we going to do here? Come in here with the Grimer and hopefully get to the Crunch. We're going to swap the catch. Alolan Sandslash, take it super effective from the Bone Club and the Fire Spin, but we have to figure this out. They're swapping into their other Pokemon to catch the charge move. We're going for a Bulldoze, and at least it's a Bulldoze, right? But unfortunately, the Blastoise is going to have a Hydro Cannon ready here, and that's going to be the end of me. Thanks, but hey, you can't win them all, right? Good job, Grimer. Alrighty, on to our next opponent. Let's see, what is it going to be? Oh, this is not good. Poison Jab's resisted. Poison's resisted because of the rock typing. And Alolan Graveler, as we know, we made a video on it, is pretty good. It hits pretty hard and charges very fast here. So we're taking a lot of damage solely from the quick moves, and they've built up a decent amount of energy. Going for Rock Blast, I figured they were going to do that. There was no point in going for Stone Edge. We're going to go ahead and let this go through, because what we're going to do, since they used a shield, is go ahead and farm down this thing and shield this up, because yes, we resist rock, but it's Shadow Machamp, and it still does quite a bit. And I don't want to take a Stone Edge. It does pretty much like 75% health on the Machamp. Gonna go for the Rock Slide here. And on the Alolan Marowak, they're letting it go through. We're doing some counter damage, going for a cross chop. I think they want to shield this up here. Okay, beautiful. That's great. We're going to go ahead and swap into our Alolan Sandslash. And, well, see what we're going to do here. It's a Shadow Ball. Good call that we didn't shield that up. And they have an Aerodactyl in the back. Okay, this is getting a little interesting. We're going to go ahead and go for the Ice Punch, doing a ton of damage and farming them down. In comes the Alolan Marowak, and we have a shield left. We're going to counter down this thing. Let's go. Are you kidding me? Shadow Machamp countering down Alolan Marowak. Gotta love it. Into the next battle. And we have another Hypno. Regular. They're instantly swapping out. They already know. And they're going into a Wigglytuff. Now, we could have stayed there, but I'm going to go ahead and bring in the Sandslash, because we are Steel type, pretty much resisting everything the Wigglytuff is going to throw. Well, actually, yeah, everything. Technically, Psychic, Charm. Yeah. I say Charm, man. It's like, when you think of Fairy, you think of Charm when you're playing PvP, right? Resisting the Fairy, resisting the Psychic, resisting the Ice. Alright, going for Play Rough, the hardest hitting move that they have, and still doing a decent amount, but not quite taking us out, and we're able to get to the Bulldoze, which should force a shield out of this Alolan Muck here. Alright, beautiful. And we still have a Machamp in the back, 2 shields, so we're going to go ahead and bring that in. Although the Muck did build up some energy, do I call this? Is it going to be a Dark Pulse or a Sludge Wave? I'm just going to shield it up, I don't care. It is a Sludge Wave, so good call on that. Building up some more energy, and this was way too quick, so we'll let it go through. It is a Dark Pulse, absolutely. Not very effective. Swapping as they swap. I knew they were going to do that, so we're going to go ahead and bring in the Grimer. They're probably like, yeah. It's like, hey, you know, welcome to the Go Battle League. So, I'm going to let this go through. No flex, just because we can survive it. Shadow Ball is not threatening, and they're like, needed that shield. Good game. All right, on to our next opponent, guys. This Grimer is killing it. This Grimer is so fun. It was worth it. Now, here's the question. Step away from the commentary for a second. Should you invest in an Alolan Grimer for the Kanto Cup currently, or for, I don't know, just the Great League in general? Technically, it's going to be able to have some pretty decent play. I'm going to say, nah. This is like another one of those situations where if you have the resources to play around with, and I had a ton of XL candies, as you've seen here. I mean, we have enough to make another, like maybe I think like another 1.5 level 50 Alolan Mucks or Alolan Grimer, whatever, but 50 of the, or 50, level 50, because we have so much candy. So it was a fun investment, and I'm not really losing out too much here. So at the end of the day, if you make one, it's not horrible for this cup, but it's going to come and go. But we should see the Kanto Cup again anyways. All right, enough of the babbling here. Let's go ahead and see what the battles are. Swapping into a Snorlax, getting off the cross chop right before we go down, which was key. Doing just a massive amount of damage to that Shadow Snorlax. Superpower? I couldn't believe it. I don't know why they didn't go Superpower. Maybe they don't have it. Maybe they just don't. Maybe it's like Outrage or something. So definitely would have taken us out, because it's going to be extremely hard hitting to the ice and steel type. So, all right, into the next battle, we're met with a Primeape here. This is pretty interesting. Now, the counter or fighting damage in general is going to be doing neutral damage to us because we are part dark. The poison is not going to be straight up resisting it. We have a better resistance to Psychic, I do believe, because of that dark typing. So, going for a crunch, we're getting the shield out of them. Great. Now, do we shield this up ourselves? I think not. I'm just going to let it go. A Night Slash, I can't believe it. We're surviving it. Going for another crunch. Come on, let's take it out. And it is enough. Are you kidding? Little Grimer over here just took out a Primeape. Let's go. And in comes the Dragonite. Beautiful. They're going to instantly swap, and it is an Alolan Marowak. Now we're in a pretty tricky situation here. It's looking okay, but it can turn bad for us in a second. So we're blocking that and a little bit of lag. Gotta love it. Going for the Rock Slide here. Would expect them to shield this up. There it is. Now what are we going to do? We get to the Rock Slide before. I think what they were trying to do is build up to 2 charge moves here. Yeah, you know, it's all good because they knew the play. They knew what we have in the back. That Dragonite's not going to be able to take us out. This Powder Snow is going to do a ton to it, as well as the Ice Punch, obviously the Ice Punch. But taking the win there, looking good. All right, on to our next opponent here. What are we going to see? It is going to be a Dugong, and I kind of was like, huh. Now what do I do for this? Machamp, good against it. Alolan Sandslash is okay. We'll take neutral from the water. While our charge move, Ice Punch, is not very effective. Bulldoze is neutral, but Dugong's pretty tanky. So I go ahead and just decide to swap in here. And they're getting some energy on the Dugong before retreating into a Hypno, which sounds good to me. We resist the confusion. No problem at all. And we're going to go ahead and just keep spamming these Ice Punches. Not worth going for the Bulldoze. Bulldoze is for super effective, right? If I go for it, it's not the best call, to be honest. And if it's not super effective, right? Alolan Marowaks and whatever else ground types like Graveler, Alolan Graveler and stuff like that. Anyways, we're duking it out over here. I think we actually are going to let this go through and just simply come in here with the Grimer and farm this thing down. The Poison Jabs are actually going to be doing some nice damage here. They're going to get to another charge, or not. Okay, we're not going to farm down. Just get into the crunch, taking them out, calling it a day, swapping it to the Machamp. Oh, okay, right. Yeah, makes sense. I don't even think we're going to use a shield here, huh? Icy Wind, in comes Machamp. Oh, I actually do right here. Just to play it safe. We will be able to survive, but no need to get ultra flexy. Oh, they have... Wow, I'm spacing... I haven't eaten today. It is about 3 o'clock. I'm spacing it out. I completely forgot there was another Pokemon. But we got the Machamp, so we're good. GG's. Shield this up. Build up to 2 of these cross chops here. And we're good to go. Simple as that. Going to go ahead and go for the first one. And I do believe we go for a Rock Slide on the Dugong. You guys, I'm feeling a little ragey today. So there we go. Extra flex, extra overkill. Let's go. Alrighty, on to our next opponent here. And we have... Oh, this is okay. Now, technically, on Pvpoke, when you look at the matchup, it says you win in the 1-to-1, which is true. But in the 2-shield situation, you don't win it. Especially if they have Fire Spin, because that's really going to start accumulating. If they have a Hex, you're going to be looking a little bit better as resisted. But in the 2-shield situation, no bueno. Unfortunately, Grimer's not going to win. You are going to put on the pressure, though. As you can see here, they didn't use a shield. We're able to win this, obviously. But they have other plans here. And they're going to be bringing in, I do believe that was a Muck. Shadow Muck. Okay. So we're getting a shield, which is fine. Now, what do we do here? This is not the Alolan Muck situation. They got an Alakazam with counter, and I'm like, oh, crap. Confused me for a second. I was thinking confusion, but then switch into Machamp quickly. It's neutral damage. You'll take a lot, but hey, and our counter is just ripping into it as if it's not even resisted by the Alakazam. This is the Great League, after all, and Alakazam's one of the squishiest around. In comes the Muck, and it's over. It's over. Thought I'd let this battle go through because, yeah, you know. You take a loss, and it is what it is. Very nice. I figured maybe we can, you know, get this shield here and maybe get to Bulldoze. Highly unlikely, but it is worth a shot here, and they're going to take us out. Good game. All right, on to our next opponent, folks. Little Grimer's putting in some work. Give it a thumbs up if you do enjoy the Grimer showcase. And we're met with a Shadow Ninetales, and fine. This thing can handle so much. Grimer can handle so much here, so we're going to go ahead and shield up this Weather Ball from the Shadow Ninetales. It's going to be doing quite a bit of damage. Building up to almost 2 crunches here. Going to release the first one, and they're using a shield. And almost getting to the next one. I do believe we're just going to have to let this go. It's not going to quite KO. And unfortunately not able to get to the crunch. That's pretty unfortunate, really. So what we're going to do here is just farm down. They're not able to get to another Weather Ball, which is great. But there's still a lot of Pokemon we need to look out for, and there it is. Hypno with Confusion, and that is something we don't want to see with our Shadow Machamp, especially a Shadow Hypno. So we're swapping, and they have a Raichu in the back. Now, as soon as I saw this thing, I'm thinking, great, Brick Break, doing a lot of damage. If they have it, it's pretty much over for us. Almost, kind of, sort of. So we are going to go ahead and shield this up. It is a Thunder Punch. I don't think I guess you can have Thunder Punch a Brick Break. That's still not horrible. Let's see. And it is... Alright, they don't have Brick Break. But, oof, we're barely surviving that. They have one shield. Getting off the Ice Punch here. We're going to be able to land 2 of these. This is incredible. The Machamp's actually going to finish off the Hypno. The Shadow Hypno. Okay, with a counter. Watch this. Swap and take him out. Beautiful. Gotta love it. Let's keep it going. Alrighty, that's how you handle it. Into the next battle, we're going to be met with a Wiggly... Oh, finally. Let's see how this works out. I bet you were wondering. So we're just going to keep Poison Jabbing, and we're going to bait, but they swap to catch the Crunch, or any charge move, I suppose, into the Sand Slash. Now, if we did go with the Poison, it would have been not very effective, but we went with the Crunch bait, and, well, joke's on them. Swapping back into the Wigglytuff, we're going to go ahead and go for the Cross Chop, because Wigglytuff is part normal, and it still does a good amount of damage. Alright, down goes the Machamp. What are we going to do here? A little bit of health left. I do believe we want to just go in here with the Alolan Sand Slash and just absorb the charge move and hold on to that last shield just in case and farm down this thing. Now we're loaded. What's at the back? And it is going to be an Alolan Marowak. It's not over yet. It has Hex, so neutral damage to the Sand Slash, not very effective to the Grimer. Swapping into the Grimer after we did get off that Bulldoze, doing some nice damage, and that's where you want to use it, and getting it through. They're going to be using that last shield. We still have 2 shields left. Something really funny here happens. They under tap, and that could be a good strategy, but in this case, it's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious, because we're going to be able to resist the quick moves and get to another charge move. Again, joke's on them. All right, on to the next opponent. Let's see what it is going to be. Hypno. All right, so you're starting to see the patterns here on how this Alolan Grimer is just a fantastic lead for the Kanto Cup. All right, even though it's not even in Kanto, it is a Grimer, I guess. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and let this Thunder Punch go through, because if it's a Shadow Ball, they're not going to do that. It's not very effective, and all the elemental punches just don't do much to it. So we're going to be able to just do a big chunk and then farm down. They did use a shield, and we have used none, and we're still pretty healthy. In comes a Charizard, and I'm thinking, Sludge Bomb. They bring in an Alolan Ninetales. Oh my gosh, let's get it. They thought they were going to get that resistance with the Crunch. Not happening. In comes Charizard. We're going to simply bait this thing, and then go for the Rock Slide, and cover it in rubble. Let's cover it in rubble. Shielding it up. Oh, alright. A little Dragon Claw, no problem. And they're getting to another one here. Okay. Obviously shielding it up again. And then we're going to go for the Overkill Rock Slide and take the win with the Machamp. Let's go. So there you go. If you're wondering, well, how you win those bad matchups at the end once the Grimer's gone, and this is how you do it. Although, Machamp versus Charizard is not the worst situation for you, because Rock Slide does so much. And you can charge so fast. Another Alolan Graveler lead. Let's see how they play this one out. It was a little bit different last time as compared to this opponent's gameplay here. So we're getting off the Crunch. They're using a shield, and they do farm up quite a bit. I'm thinking this has got to be Rock Blast. That was a lot of farming. It's a Stone Edge. Nope, they just go for the hard-hitting move. So not the best situation. I think we are going to actually let this go through, and there's the Stone Edge for you. There you go. If you're wondering, well, why would you shield a, Rock type move from that thing? You resist it with Machamp. Stone Edge pretty much almost took us out. So not looking good. I'm getting off the Rock Slide on the Alolan Marowak here, and we're stuck between a very bad place, right? So let's figure this out here. Obviously, we're going to shield this up and then farm it down, or they're probably going to swap right after this, and it is their own Sand Slash. Okay, so I do believe we do have a bit of an energy advantage here, and we are going to let this go through. It is a Bulldoze, so I was just going to try to call if we were going to be able to, see an Ice Punch bait, but nope. They got us, and unfortunately, it's not looking great. Just bringing in the Machamp, I thought I might be able to counter it down, but nope. So we definitely needed to shield that for the win, but you don't win them all. Good game. Moving on to our next opponent here, and it's going to be another Hypno. There you go. Resisting that confusion beautifully. So if you find these Hypnos quite confusing, you have the resources for one of these Grimers, then yeah, go ahead and make it. I mean, it's not something where it takes a lot of finesse and it takes a lot of luck for you to win. As you can clearly see here, it's not taking much finesse, and it's not taking luck. If you have a bad lead, you figure it out. The Pokemon in the back, your team composition, it all comes down to that. You can't put your whole win on the Grimer, of course, but it's certainly going to be helping you out. As you can see, they're bringing in a Golbat here, and we have the Sandslash covering this situation. Only thing we need to worry about is going to be the Shadow Ball, and even that's not even too much damage. They're baiting us with the Ice, or with the Poison Fang, and it kind of chuckled. I was like, okay, all right, it's a nice little bait. And comes the Hypno here, and I think we're going to go ahead and shield this up, yeah, and start spamming the Ice Punch, because we have the Machamp in the back, which doesn't really want to go up against the Confusion user, right? But many times today, I really threw in the Machamp and just took out the Hypno in the last second. Couple more counters that I needed before they farmed me down, and had a couple of charge moves ready to go. Next battle, we're met with another Primeape here, all right? And let's see how this one plays out. Again, it's going to be different from before, obviously. We're shielding it up. Close combat. So it's a good thing we did shield that up. Otherwise, I probably would have taken us out. So they have lowered their defense. They're swapping into their Alolan Marowak. We're going to go ahead and go for the Crunch here. And I do believe we want to stay in this battle. They've used a shield, and they do have Fire Spin, unfortunately. So it's going to be doing more damage, obviously, than Hex. Letting it go through. We don't want to use our last shield yet. Now, I do something crazy. I go in here with Machamp, and I'm thinking, I'm going to farm this thing down with Machamp. And by the way, folks, this is the last battle. So, last call to give that video a like. Really do appreciate it. Shielding it up, and they do drop our defense, and I'm thinking, you gotta be kidding me. I'm so sick of that Shadow Bones ability to frequently lower the defense. So, the chances are so high. Anyways, they're bringing in the Muck there, and all right, it's gone. Bringing back the Alolan Sandslash. Going for the Ice Punch. No more shields. And, ooh, I'm thinking, okay, we just CMP'd. I couldn't get to Bulldoze. If you're like, well, why didn't you get to... Because, look, CMP, beautiful. We just need to get that little bit of chit damage. Going to go ahead and bring in our Machamp and finish the job here. And we're looking good. Thank you for watching, trainers. And, like usual, if you did enjoy the video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, turn notifications on, and I'll be catching you all in my next video. Take care, trainers.
It's out of my hand. I'm still in control. It's out of my hand. You can never take away the power of my
Hey! So you're finally here! Fantastic!